Alright, good morning slash afternoon. We are at Adak and we are warmed up and toasty. I didn't record that because, well, the Aerostar kind of sucks in cold weather. Getting the engine warmed up with the engine heaters and then warming the engine, the aircraft itself up, is quite a chore. So that's, we're roughly 25 minutes in now. A bit back. We're at Adak. We landed here yesterday with atrocious weather. Right now it's slightly back on the time. It's noon, same as Dutch time here, noon. So high noon means just enough daylight. And yeah, we're at Adak. It's a postponed flight. I diverted here last night because of very bad weather, very bad winds. And now we're gonna continue on to Ericsson to cross the Bering Straits towards Russia. We'll dial up. We have an NDB over here tuned for where we are leaving from. Same on the NAV2 where we are leaving from. And on the other hand, I have a 4DB station at Ericsson tuned in, which is not receiving as of yet. And we're gonna take out a heading of 279er and then hope we strike land. That's about it. Yeah, we have a hefty southern wind, unlike yesterday when I landed in. It was hefty northern wind, so it's completely shifted. So we're gonna taxi. Why are you not taxiing? Turning to the way I want you to. I have to reconfigure these pedals. Steering is not as I would like it to be. Of course I can turn off the realistic ground steering, but that's no fun, right? In an aircraft like this. But I do have to reconfigure them. Flaps to, let's say, 15. No, 10 will be enough. 16 knots of headwind will be enough. External lights on. Injecting my traffic, forgot that. Although there's not a whole lot of traffic in these regions, of course, nowadays. This one to the left. Oh, no, not this one. The next one. Not this one. closed. Sorry. Not taking the other runway. You can hear the rocker switch going. You can see it as well here when I steer with my feet on the rudders, but it's not exactly performing as I'd like. Ah, that's why it's closed. There's a windsock on the taxiway now. Well, perfectly into the wind. What is it with this heating system? It's either bleeding hot or shriveling cold. Yeah, the steering sucks. I have to reconfigure that. Right now, we are lined up. Power check. And gunning it. There we go. Wheels up. Flaps up. Nice and sleek. Climb power. 24/24. And turn out to the right. I've already set my heading marker. Just hoping the winds will be better than yesterday. So I am gonna take some altitude. Okay, set altitude to current position. Landing lights off, taxi lights off. Let's turn prop the eyes on, just to be sure. Right. Nothing yet on station 1. Station 2 is where we're coming from. This is going to move all the way down, and this is only a DME channel, so there's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing on this one. This is only DME 113.0. This is measuring. Some more power, keep it at 24. Manifold pressure. Preferably I'd fly above the clouds to avoid any icing conditions. Icing on the wings, it's above 0 at the moment. Which I would not expect at these northern regions, but okay. We are going mostly overseas, but you see here some volcanoes peeking out, so I want to be above that. So I think that's at least 6,000 that I need for safety reasons. Then again, yesterday I had roughly 60 knots on the nose, meaning I didn't have the fuel to reach Ericsson in one go, hence my diversion to Adak. Full throttles now. Being blown way to the right, so there's a hefty wind from the left. That's a bit better. Now the problem with not having an outward radial is that I don't know exactly if I'm being blown off course. The only reason needle I can use is this one. So this tells me that I'm a bit off heading, but of course using a radial would be so much nicer, because then I would see, okay, I'm on a different radial outbound than I want to be, hence I have to steer a bit. So I'm doing a bit of guesswork. I know that the wind is southerly and it's fierce, roughly 30-35 knots I guess. So my normal heading would be 279er. Put it here, it's not working, but at least it's a nice way of seeing the difference. And I'm steering 264. Now let's build some speed. Ground speed is 104, 111 now. Yeah, and indicating 130, so that's at least 20 on the nose component. This is the Naga volcano. Nice. Absolutely beautiful. Can't get much wilder in environments than this, I guess. This is frozen desert. Stunning. Right, it's going to be a whole lot of ocean. I'm gonna dial this one back because now we're at cruising. So 2200 RPM should be good. And fuel flow to roughly 12. Stable as a rock. Take back a bit of the right hand throttle because it takes to get the manifolds lined up. Here we go. All set. And as we pass Mount Naga, can't tell if it is cloud or water that I'm looking at. It's water, right? Yeah. It's like an island in the fog, but it is water that I'm looking at. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna pause this recording because it's a whole lot of flying over water. So, won't bother you with that. I'll be back when there's something interesting to report. So, see ya. And we are back. And we have an issue. We're 60 miles out of Adak. Just passing Tanaka and Pakananga volcanoes. And you can hear it. And you can see it. And you can see it here. I'm missing cylinder number 1 on the left engine. That's what I'm seeing and hearing, and I'm guessing, yes, right. Left engine is dying. Now normally I would try to get the hell back to Adak, but this is a sim, so I don't care. You can see there's almost no combustion here. I could try to shut the engine down, but if it shuts, then it shuts. It'll be fine. I can try on one engine towards Shemya. I don't have a bearing on that yet, but like I said, I am 60 miles out, which is roughly half an hour. For now, I'm gonna continue with this, see if I keep the engine running. I'm not high on power setting, so the rest of the cylinders are firing fine. But this could become an issue, and then we'll have to be flying one engine. Let's see how that goes. So for now, pausing back and keeping a very sharp lookout on this apparatus. And I'm back. We are still with, well, one engine acting up. Left engine cylinder 1, as you can see here, is gone. So the engine is rough, but it is still on the power. I'm not leaking oil. Like, pressure and temps on the oil are okay. Engine temps are okay, so all is basically well. It's just very disconcerting being over freezing water with nothing to divert to. That's the bad side. The good side is we are now out of range of Adak VOR and we are inside of range of Shemya, which is 123 miles off. And heading is great, basically, but I'll go to a nav setting now. So we fly on nav 1. And then our shuttle will have to make sure this is okay again. Yeah, 273. 273, yeah, still okay. So, with a ground speed of 176, which is quite good, it's almost the same as indicated speed. I should be there in 41 minutes. So, only 41 minutes between salvation and death. Otherwise, the bird is fine, temps are good, I'm finally getting the hang of this thing, I think. Just put this to the fan to low and then the heat temperature to, well, roughly the half, quite a bit. That gives us a nice temp for now. This is very disconcerting flying like this. This engine is not happy. This is not a happy engine. But hey, that's why we fly A to A, right? Nice adventure, all in all. So, unless there's something else to report still, then I'm gonna pause the recording again. And hopefully I'll be back for a landing. See you soon. And I am back. We are 12 minutes out, 76 miles, and starting my descent now. Engine is still rough, left engine is rough of course, because, well, that one cylinder won't come back on its own. ILS of Ericsson is 110.10. Heading on 278. So that's that. So switched over the radios. The nav will only hold autopilot. Well, there's something with this one, because if you set it to nav 2, it takes its data from 2 different devices instead of 1. I can't wrap my head around it, so I'll just leave it at nav 1 and set it to heading, and set the heading on the VOR OBS 272, 269er because of the wind, so that'll work out. Set the approach radio frequency 110.10.10 at an F1 radio, and the ILS lead-in should be 278, so that's set over here. And now we are basically gonna descend. And hope for a successful landing. Can't see anything on the outside in the engine. There's no smoke trailing or something like that. I would expect something like that. Also with oil streaking, but I guess neither A2A nor the sim can handle that. I know of some aircraft that have simulated oil on the windscreen when the engine goes, like the French Wheelgar for instance, or the most of the flying Iron Sim Warbirds, but it doesn't matter. Oil would be going out, fuel is not combusting, so fuel is also going into the oil. That's not great. As far as I can see, this nice thingamajig, if I compare it, engine 1 and 2 both have the same amount of oil, so it's not leaking oil in that respect. It's just not burning anything. That's what you see here. You see that color, then it is, then it isn't, then it is, then it isn't. So it's not burning correctly. You see the cylinder walls, those are the temperatures. You see that this is green. So this is basically no operating temperature. This is a nice thingamajig to have, of course, but the real truth is in here. You don't see a cylinder 1 line, so there's no temperature reading on cylinder 1. There's a difference gauging here on the temperature. It's also saying that it's on this one, you know, the comparing little triangle. What else do we see? Nothing much on the oil. The oil is the same on both engines, so that's good. Engine 1 has a slightly higher cylinder head temperature. That's to be expected from the other engines, of course, but it's only, I'm not sure what it's reading. Is it on one cylinder, on the hotter cylinder? I don't know that. Or is it averaging? I don't know. Don't really care though. So this is all nice for the books and nice for this little journey, A2A journey. This isn't right. So I'm gonna go down to 4,000 feet, keep it there. Tell you from a real world pilot, if this happens in real world, you'll be quite anxious. That being a one engine pilot as I am, not a multi-engine rated pilot. Right, put an altitude hold. Got the manifolds 20. Strain on the engine. Get the mixture back to 12-ish. now, let's see, ground speed 334, that's a bit much, it's a bit high. Estimated time of arrival 6 minutes. No, don't think so. GMT time versus local time, I get that. Ground speed, weird. This is elapsed time for the stop of the timer. Still says 11 minutes for 65 miles. We're hard on the needle, so that's okay. Again, this is quite disconcerting. I'm a bit disappointed that I don't see a lot of shaking. I would expect that if an engine runs rough. Sorry, not basically rough, one cylinder gone. And I would expect some oil or smoke or something like that. But it's all good. It's all good. To be fair, it's disconcerting enough to see what's happening over here. And also the noise you can hear on the engine. It's running unstable. I'm glad the autopilot is holding it though. I don't know. Well, we'll see what happens when I take it off. Seeing Shemya in the distance, Ericsson, Shemya Island. See the needle switching, so I'm being pushed to the right. So, slight course deviation to the left to counter the winds. We're going in on the runway 28, and let's see how that's going. No. Let's do it again. Ericsson, weather, lovely. Wind from 200, 30 gusting 33, that's a lot. And the runway is at 28, so it's gonna again be quite a crosswind landing. 6 miles visibility, minor rain, broken clouds at 2400 feet, broken clouds at 7500 feet. Temperature is +5 with a dew point of +2. And seeing that if the longer the tough, the less you know you'll be at the bar, or the more you know you'll be at the bar and not fly. That's the old saying for pilots. This is a long tough. Yeah, let's keep it like this. Okay, so indeed, 1 knot on the nose and 30 knots on the left. Well, that sucks. It's 288. Let's get a bit ahead in front of the runway. Okay. So far so good. Again, I'm happy that the oil hasn't gone down, both in pressure or high in temperature. If that would have happened, then I would have shut down the left engine. At the moment, that's not the case. So, we know that we have a cylinder 1 on the left engine, that's out. We see that the engine is running rough because of it, because it's out of sync, you know. Normally you have 3 engines opposed, now it's unopposed, so you get a disbalance in the way the pistons work on the crankshaft. That's what the stuttering is about. Manifold pressure is stable, so the other cylinders are pulling their weight, so engine output is stable. You also can see that in the fuel flow, that's also not jumping up and down. You get a slightly higher cylinder temperature on the left, which is logical because the other 5 cylinders have to pull extra weight. And on the left oil, you don't see a lot of difference with the right oil, if any. So the temperature of the oil is okay, the pressure of the oil is okay, and the pressure of the fuel is okay. Pressure on the fuel is slightly higher, only a little. I still have the pumps on, just to be sure. Turn the pumps off, it's still in the green. But I'll leave them on. For some safety reason. Also pneumatics are okay, but not pneumatics, hydraulics. But hydraulic, okay, and then it jumped up again. Hydraulics pump is on the right hand engine, so there's no danger on that. Otherwise I would have an issue, because the hydraulics pump is on the right hand engine, meaning that the flaps and the gear operated on hydraulics. Why am I saying pneumatics? It's air, it's hydraulics. That would mean I wouldn't have maybe flaps or even gear. So yeah, lucky it's the left engine. If you can call it luck. But it is what it is. It is what is flying A2A or other high-end aircraft like the Leonardo Mad Dog or the cows, the A40 and the A42, the wear and tear stuff, and the luck of the draw stuff is a different level, you know, on flight simming. It's all well and good that you can fly from A to B and C and you know, and navigate that and use an FMS or GPS or radio location as I do, or just the Mark 1 eyeball. But it's another thing when your aircraft does something unexpected, and this is what add-ons like this make them stand out. This is cool, because I don't even think I have it set to extraordinarily high stuff. I'm gonna look at the Aerostar stuff and look at no, I don't want this home. I have to turn that off, this bar, because I have the other bar. I get distracted. Disable the fall toolbar. There you go. Now I only have the wheel. Flow from Parallel 42, the flow wheel, excellent add-on with all these kinds of programmable buttons that you can put in and out. Very, very, very nifty stuff. Where was I? Yeah. Checklist emergencies. I didn't even do this. Engine failure. Yeah, well, I didn't do this. The engine hasn't failed though, it's just acting up. Oh, this is the wind stuff. Okay, good to know. That's also here. You see, this is how much I look at these things. Advanced options, I think. Failure rate is normal. No, nothing. Too vivid. Wear rate is normal. So this is just bad luck that you can have. And well, kudos for A2A, but also, of course, other developers that bring this into the sim. It's much more than what you can do in the sim with failure rate. It's alive. There's no such thing as failure rate, because failure rate is a failure rate. That means that you program something in. This is something that's not programmed in. It can go on for 200 hours without issues. Or you can have two issues within 2 hours. Knock on wood, let's not do that. 50 miles out. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna keep this, and when I'm gonna go on approach and descent, then I'll be back. Or something else bad happens. See you soon. And I'm back for the final stretch. We are roughly 17 miles out. Just got a hit on the ILS. So that's coming in. Engine still rough, of course. This one is bothering now a bit because I'm aiming basically just south of the airport so that I can intercept the ILS. So that should be all good. Still on autopilot, still on cruise speed. Want to keep her a bit high on speed because, well, I can imagine that if I need to pull back more power from an underpowered position, that will be bad. I have no idea how this engine will respond on full power on low altitude and in the aircraft at low speed, so let's not do that. These people don't look worried. I think they should be. But okay. I'm gonna turn off the autopilot and descend a bit because I'm already over glide scope. Need to be under. Mixture's full. Landing lights on. Barometer set. We had such nice weather going in, and around the islands it's porked again. Heading towards the islands is 280. ILS heading should be 288. Imagine that the engine is running a lot smoother when on lower settings. You see it shimmering, RPM, needles, but the stuttering is basically gone. Again, I left this engine running because it's only one cylinder, and the oil didn't do anything funny. If the oil pressure would have gone down, the oil temperature would have gone up, then I would have shut down the left engine, because otherwise we would have been in a world of hurt. How is this glide scope so far down? This is weird. 7 miles out. Eagle coming in. Making a manual approach. So I'm expecting some heavy crosswind from the left. The runway, no, I'm too high, but it's a long runway, I should be doable. Wheels down, flaps up, can be done from 175 and below. Yeah, I'm too high, but no matter, we'll make this work. Straight to 30 degrees on flaps. Keep it there, not full flaps, because I'll need more engine power to counter the full flaps drag. Totally off. Wind is harsh. Don't want to go around. So let's see. Manage this. Full rudder to the right. Right full rudder, right full rudder, right full rudder. There we go. Keep the nose wheel off a bit. Flaps up. Okay, shut down engine left. Fuel off. And this one's tied to my Bravo, my Alpha, so I can't do that, but yeah, engine's off. Made it. Okay, a couple of things to do. Overhaul the engine, remap. Oh, the weather went. Okay, and remap the nose wheel steering to something suggested in the manual. And here we are. And still alive. Right, shut down this engine. And shut down all systems. There we go. Right. First I'll register my flight for my VA. with the comment engine partial engine failure. Engine 1 failure. I'll just note that. Quite the flight, because one we had the diversion, and next then we had the the engine going crap. All in all, we're here. Okay, let's look at the engine. Inspect. Everything's green on the airframe. Engines, inspect number 1. This is gone. I don't know what this is. Set idle. Replace cylinder number 1. Now it's fine. The lowest one, still okay, in nice shape. Okay, engine number 2, inspect. The lowest one, in shape. Well, it's not running, so that's normal. It's still warm, of course. And the electrics are all okay. Okay, engine repaired. That should be it. This was a hectic flight. Oh, the aircraft's still dirty, of course. Let's see how long I can go without washing it. Maybe all the way to Australia. But for now, we are still way up in the Bering Sea, halfway between Alaska and Russia. Roughly halfway. The next flight will probably be, let's see, I'm gonna toggle that in. There you go. Let's clear it. This is my departure. I'm guessing I could go all the way to Kamchatka. I can take the short one in Kalaktira or the longer one here at Ilizovo. Ilizovo is nice. It's a nice airport. Since arrival. Flight plan. Calculate. Here you go. Yeah, now it's set up between nav markers. 3.5 hours almost. Yeah, okay. That's our next flight. Save it. So, thank you for watching on this very interesting flight. And catch you on the next time. Maybe even today already, I don't know. But we'll see. Ciao for now.